Hey guys. Hey guys, this is Coop from GARAGEGYMREVIEWS.com, and today the review I have for you is of an ultra special bike. This is unlike any other bike out there. This is from Xebex Fitness. Yeah, I get it. Xebex has had some problems in the past with their rowers and some controversy at the CrossFit Games, but this bike is something completely different. It uses magnetic resistance, very similar to what's used on a previous review, the Torque Fitness Tank, along with air resistance. This is one of the best air bikes that's out there, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. Okay, first off, before I go any further, it must be said that this is an expensive bike. There's no question about it when you compare this to, say, the Assault bike or the Rogue Echo bike, that this is a lot more, okay? Now, are you getting a lot more for it? Well, this is a commercial built bike. So in fact, Assault Fitness has a bike, it's all silver, and it's like $1,800. It's their commercial version. And I would say that this competes with that. The only difference is that this also offers magnetic resistance. Now I'll go into that in a little bit, but what I want to talk about first is the frame. So if you can see it, the frame is absolutely overbuilt, okay? This thing's super sturdy. It's the heaviest bike that I currently have. I have the Echo bike, I have the Concept 2 Bike Erg, I have the Schwinn Airdyne Pro, I've had the other Xebex bike, I've had the Assault bike, I've had all of them. This is the heaviest one I've used. What that means is, yeah, it's gonna be difficult to move, but also it's gonna be the most stable when you get on it. So if you have, big behemoths out there that are actually putting a lot of calories on it, then this is going to stay stable. So a majority of the bike is actually a steel frame, and then they have some plastic parts that cover it. That's as with just about any commercial piece of equipment. It's designed to hide the internals and make it look as sleek as possible. And it really does look pretty good. Overall, it's a good looking bike. One thing that I don't like about the looks though is they add these stickers in. You can see them. They have all these different stickers like red, black, white. I really just don't like stickers. I wish they would have done something different, painted it, something like that. On from there, the fan that's used is actually quite a bit different from the fan that's used on some other bikes. Rather than having these huge blades, like say the Rogue Echo bike has these big fan blades that hold a lot of air, these are kind of small in all reality compared to that. But that said, I don't feel a lot less resistance with this. I was thinking because the blades are small, the air resistance is going to be more difficult or less difficult. You're not going to get as much resistance, but in reality, it feels the exact same, okay? It has what looks like an old bicycle wheel with metal fan blades attached. It's a nicer version than what you'd find on, say, the Assault bike or the old Schwinn Airdyne bikes, but I wouldn't say it's as heavy duty. Well, it may be as heavy duty as the Rogue Echo bike fan blades. From there, you have the seat, which has up, down adjustment, back and forth, like all the new models, and then it has a monitor, which I would say is very close, if not completely modeled after the Assault bike. The Assault bike, in my opinion, has the best monitor anywhere. It's easiest to use. It has the different click buttons. It just simple and easy to see. This has a pretty much exact copy of that monitor, so I was happy to see that. The grips has multiple gripping options, so you can basically, keep your hands like this, or like that, this, or like that.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, because this is where it's at.
So the real standout feature is actually the magnetic resistance. So rather than just having air resistance like most air bikes do, this has that in addition to magnetic resistance. So what it has is it has this basically metal flywheel that goes closer or farther away from a magnet, okay? The Torque Fitness Tank has the exact same thing. The more you put this lever down, it has 8 levels, the closer it brings the flywheel to the magnet, which makes it more difficult to push. And it's actually insanely difficult when you get to 8. It's like, seriously, if you can make the Devil's Tricycle worse, this is about the only way you can make it worse, and it's awful. So why would you want magnetic resistance? Well, I think magnetic resistance is gonna provide a little bit more strength training, I guess you could say. Obviously, you could periodize this because it has different levels, but it just makes it more difficult. If you want to make the air bike more difficult, this is one way to do it. It's also a way that you can help, if you're training other people, so you have people of different levels, it's going to be able to help them. I really think that this is something that we'll see more companies do because it is so smooth, it's so easy to change, easy to use, and you can adjust it for different levels of people. Okay, so I'm actually a big fan of it. I was thinking it was going to be kind of gimmicky before I used it, but once I got on it, I actually really liked it. Other than that, I would say that this, if price wasn't considered, this is one of the best air bikes out there. Now, would I say that this is for most people? No, I wouldn't. This bike is definitely not for most people because of the price. Now, they do have another model, which I'll be reviewing soon, that's a more cheap model. It doesn't have the belt drive like this does, which I think you should only buy an air bike that has a belt drive mostly because the chains end up breaking and they're hard to adjust and everything like that. Whereas the belts are great, things like the Echo bike have that as well. But overall, I would say that this is one of the best air bikes available without price considered. If you're considering price, then I would still go with something like the Schwinn 80 Pro or the Rogue Echo bike. This has been Coop from GARAGEGYMREVIEWS.com. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.